Hello and welcome to one of the sessions for SAT. Under the SAT's umbrella, there are multiple aspects through which you are able to comprehend a particular passage, analyze the information, and attempt the questions accordingly. One happens to be the cause and effect factor in which you understand the relationships. One comes out to be as the textual evidence that you quote proper evidences from the passage which has been given to you to attempt the questions from. One happens to be a kind of reading comprehension, and one of the terms under the umbrella is analyzing arguments. Now let's go by the word, as in let's get into the technicality, as in the technical details of what is analyzing arguments. Now, I say, according to my personal opinion, and that's what I strongly believe in basically, your opinions may differ. Please feel free to think differently. But I think argument as in a word, as an independent word, is a negative word. The same word can also be interpreted as, in the form of the single word discussions. Ponder over it for a second or two and you will understand. I'm quite confident because you guys are going to appear for the SAT examinations, right? Which means you've got some kind of standards. So I'm quite confident that you will understand what am I trying to communicate to you. Now, how do you argument or discuss? These are, the different sides of the same coin. So if I go by the word argument, I say you only argue provided you have got facts in your hands. For example, this particular document has got 10 pages. We are on page 1 of the 10 pages we have in this document. There are 4,821 words in this document. So these are the facts, as you can see. I'm not trying to convince you. This is something which is blatantly visible. This is vividly visible. So you can comprehend on your own. So argument is this. And if I'm trying to discuss, as in the softer term, the softer aspect of the same word, the other side of the same coin, I say that yes, there are 10 pages in this document. There are about 4,821 words in this document. So it is about the aggression and the softness of the tone also. Now, let's go into the details. From the information which is presented in a particular passage, for the number of questions you are required to attempt from that particular passage, you need to critically understand that what is it that the passage is trying to say. You analyze a particular argument through different dimensions, in different dimensions basically. Let's go by the aspect number 1. Argument by emotion. When you have got terms like, as you can see, when the tone is in the first person tone, like I believe, I feel, I wonder, such terms when I, me, myself. So when such terms are quoted, you tend to evaluate it as the argument by emotion. For example, you may take the example of the current serving president of the United States of America, Mr. Donald Trump. When he was contesting, he contested on the basis of, I believe the USA's economy needs an uplift. I strongly believe that we need to work together. So from first person, he went on to the second person. I firmly believe that we need to work as a team, and terms like these. And when it came to Hillary Clinton, while she was contesting for the elections, I guess a couple of years back, so she said, I am going to bring your matters, your nation's developments, concerns to your White House. It also became second person, but it was not more of I thing happening. But while the contesting was happening, while they both were campaigning for the elections, they strongly used I feel or I believe, and it was used more by Donald Trump. Now, let's move ahead. The examples are stated here, but I'd like to quote real life examples also so that you're able to comprehend better. All right. Now, argument by logic. There are times when you apply logic. If we talk about, hydrogen fuel, yes, creating hydrogen fuel is very much possible. You use the process of electrolysis and you have got hydrogen fuel with you. Yes, there was a time, and yes, we know it is logical. Petrol is a non-renewable source of energy. We know that. That is why we got, the substitute of CNG. That is why we have diesel. That is why we have, electric cars. And now we are shifting from electric cars to, the hydrogen fuel aspect. So there are logics behind it. You need to substitute fuel with something else. And people have been working on it. And their works, their researches, their developments aren't illogical at all. So this is what you call is argument by logic. Now, what is analogy? Uh, if at all you are in class 11 and you are already in class 10, so there is one term that you will come across, and that is known as covalent bonds, right? Now, the best example through which I can explain is, imagine three circles, you know, three circles as in proper circles. Name them A and B, make them intersect. All right. There is a particular group of people, that is group A, which drinks coffee. With this, you can denote with one circle. There is a group B, which drinks only tea, right? Now, there is a group of people who drinks both, but their share, their percentage share is comparatively less. So can you imagine like the two circles intersecting each other? So the shared portion comes out to be this particular thing denotes covalent bonds. So this is what you call as analogy. When you've got multiple facts, you analyze on on the basis of those facts, and that is when you reach an appropriate conclusion. Now, argument by authority. We all know Dr. Manmohan Singh is not just an economist, but is a reformist. When I say as an individual, if it is my personal thing that, with the demonetization and GST, both happening within a span of like about 6 months or 8 months of time, the country is going to take another year to recover from these two shocks. One place you have me saying this, and on the very same place, you have Dr. Manmohan Singh saying the same words. So whose words are going to carry more weight? The answer is but obvious. It is going to be Dr. Manmohan Singh, because he's not just an economist, he's a reformist. You may Google the two terms so that you understand things in detail. So it's the food for thought. Now, argument by authority and the same expert opinion. So who am I to comment? I mean, I may be having the degrees. I can talk about, very many aspects of economy, but my knowledge span is not as huge or humongous as Dr. Manmohan Singh's. So I cannot really, I cannot even think, he's a supreme power when it comes to reformism or economists, the aspects related to economy, basically. So he is the expert. He knows his job. So it is about argument by authority or the expert's opinion. You can take Dr. Manmohan Singh as one of the examples. Statistics. Like, it is my humble suggestion that kindly visit National Crimes Records Bureau, and that is where you'll find, it's not me who's saying this, it is the statistical record, that the maximum numbers of crimes are committed in Madhya Pradesh. We have got maximum number of criminals emerging and rising from that particular land, because this particular place is is challenged when it comes to the sources of irrigation. That is why if you think of the policies like Pradhan Mantri Krishi Vikas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Kanya Vikas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Awas Vikas Yojana, and many more such schemes, they're all implemented in Madhya Pradesh. So this is what the statistics says. To reduce the number of crimes, the government is doing its best. But still, the statistical records do not show any decline or any decrease in the number of crime rates. Yes, it is quite disheartening, but there has been no change. Ways to strengthen your argument. You use facts and you use anecdotes. For example, like the recent demonetization was not the first one. This was the, it was the third attempt to control the, black money in our economy. I do not really remember the year when it actually happened, but this was the third time when it happened in India. Now, persuasive techniques. One is emotional appeal, one is logical appeal, one is ethical appeal, one is expert opinion, and the other is glittering generalities. Let's go by the emotional appeal, and I'll club all these aspects in one example. Time and again, we have seen campaigns regarding maintaining cleanliness in our country, maintaining cleanliness in our homes, maintaining cleanliness in our surroundings, haven't we? And we all know why we should keep our surroundings clean, right? We all know that. So you may take it as an emotional appeal that yes, the developed nations, if you go to any foreign country, I haven't been to any foreign country as such, but yes, I have seen the roads, I've heard about it, that there is an emotional appeal that kindly raise your standards and keep your surroundings clean. It is logical also. You prevent illness, you prevent diseases, you feel good. When you have got untidiness and a lot of dirt and bad things around you, you feel a lot of negative energy also. You'll start to feel positive, you'll start to feel good. It is ethical as well. I mean, who are you harming by maintaining the cleanliness in your surroundings, right? It is quite ethical. And helping the other person to keep the area clean is also ethical. So it is a good move. So expert opinion, I mean, you can call yourselves experts, right? Because you know how it helps. If you keep the surroundings clean, how does it help? Then is glittering generalities. Mm, how do I call this? I mean, how do I explain this? Uh, in glowing terms and offering no evidence, the speaker or the advertiser supports a candidate or a solution to. I mean, if our current Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, if he's saying something and we are supporting him, so it's not just about the glittering generalities. Somewhere deep down in our hearts, we know that it is good to maintain the cleanliness. Right, guys? Now, emotional appeal we've discussed. It's just the repetition, basically. Testimonial. How do you quote testimonial? In this, for example, if we try and take lessons to execute and organize and create and manage businesses, if we seek opinion of Mr. Donald Trump, it will be logical, right? Because he is a businessman. He knows the nitty-gritties which are involved in operating a business. Similarly, if we go and meet Mr. Mukesh Ambani, and if so what, and on the very same time, if we go and meet Mr. Anil Ambani for the same, it is going to carry weight, right? So, and on the very same lines, if you think of philosophy, so if we quote the words of Socrates or probably Plato or probably Aristotle, we'll have some testimonials, right? Some authentic words, some experts' opinion. So one is expert opinion. The complex version of the same is testimonial, because this is how the audience follows. For example, Plato once upon a time quoted that uh, in this big world, people are going to have a world of their own. And it was like after 1920s when the advent of flat system actually emerged. Otherwise, there was no concept of personal rooms before 1990s. 1919, as in 1919. All right. So this is how you quote testimonials, and then citing statistics, establishing cause and effect, analogy once again, like proving it with appropriate facts, repetition. Now, overstatement and understatement. Overstatement. I can give competition to Aishwarya Rai. Well, I think it is actually an overstatement because I can't. Understatement. I cannot give competition to Rakhi Sawant. Stop laughing, guys. I mean, it's just an example, right? That's okay. Calm down. Easy, easy. Yes, overstatement and understatement are like, if you exaggerate something, if you blow something out of proportion, you call it an overstatement. I say out loud that you can run cars or you can fry puris in water. This is an overstatement, right? What is an understatement? I don't think that we can have, four-wheelers on the streets 10 years down the line. This is an understatement. People are still going to have their personal cars. Oversimplification is basically, quoting wrong information, considering that, cancer is just a curable disease. You need not worry if ABC has cancer or no. Come on. Cancer is still a fatal, you know, illness. So you have to kind of take it seriously. On the very same lines, it's an appeal, guys, from an ordinary human on this planet Earth, that if you see somebody around who is like mentally sick, or his mental health is not proper, kindly help that person. This is, I mean, at times we just ignore. For example, oversimplification. I just came across a passage, and it was basically given as one of the reading comprehension passages to class 7, to in one of the private schools in Delhi. So the passage quoted that at times students bully each other, but what do we do? We focus on the victims, right? There's a student who's been victimized because there is another student who bullies him. But if you go deeper into the matter, you will understand that the one who's bullying is actually mentally sick. Through bullying, the child must be thinking that he's going to gain popularity, people are going to consider him or her tough, but whereas they are mentally sick and they need help. So bullying is not just a casual thing. It is like oversimplifying the matter. All right? Personal attack. Personal attack, for example, Coke and Pepsi, they keep on attacking each other personally for their flavors, for their whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it is like attacking somebody at a personal level, which isn't good, but that's okay. And bandwagging. So I call it cattle herd thing. All right. Just because X likes it, I like it too. Just because Z likes it, I like it too. Come on. I mean, our choices are different. Our blood groups are different, right? Yes, I'm sorry. I mean, this is a very funny thing to quote, but yes, our blood groups are different. Our preferences are going to be different, right? So bandwagon is something just because somebody is against Donald Trump, that is why I am also against Donald Trump. If somebody is favoring Donald Trump, I am also favoring Donald Trump. It doesn't happen like that. One should have opinion of their own. But this is one of the aspects through which you analyze the argument, that this passage is communicating the context of bandwagonship. Now, black and white reasoning. Group A likes coffee, group B likes tea. And there's a percentage share of people who likes both. Simple. So this is basically how you evaluate arguments through different processes and ways and means. And when you read the passage, as in the reality, these are the aspects you basically need to apply. Now, what happens is there are times when out of the options A, B, C, D, E, you'll find that A and D are similar, and one of the choices is absolutely correct, and one of the choices can be eliminated. One is right, and the other is wrong, and other three are absolute incorrect answers. So you might get confused, and that is when you apply logics like these. You understand the passage critically, you get deeper into the aspect, and the last and the foremost thing, practice as much as you can and then go by the instincts. Trust me, scoring the best points and grabbing the best college in the West isn't that difficult. We are there to help you. We are there to guide you. And believe you me, we believe in you. So all the best, guys. See you soon. That is all for today. And look after yourself and do whatever you want to do in life. Just have fun. Have a cool head. Do not harm others. Never tell a lie. Be good to others. Always speak the truth. My blessings to you all. See you guys soon. This is Samia Jamal. See you guys.